Van Bradford, I see us getting Mims or Fuaga in the first, but what do y'all think of Coleman in the second if he's there? Reset the receiver room or give DJ the long-term extension?
Yeah, those are all legitimate. Mims, I just dropped a video on Mims, man. I'm a fan of him. I just hate the fact that he's only had 4 career starts. But when he's been in those games, yeah, you're like, this is exactly what I want. Big, aggressive, eyeball test, maul you, run block, pass block, checks a ton of the boxes off. Played at Georgia, national champ. 2 of his 4 starts were in the semi and national championship game in which they won. And he was blocking fools to sleep. And it was really dope to see him opposite of Broderick Jones. Broderick at left, Van Preen at the center. I'm like, bro, all right, keep playing. We can make this happen in Pittsburgh. All right, we're going to get you at 20, get you in about the third. Yeah, all right.
This dude feels way more risky, though,
than
a Broderick.
So put it like this. Broderick wasn't risky in the sense that Broderick had stars. Broderick had a lot more film. For Amarius, he missed the majority of the season with a high ankle sprain. So it's like, you'll hear me talk injuries when we get to some of these linebackers. We won't talk all the linebackers today, but like Peyton Wilson is a dude, first round talent. But the reason why nobody's going to touch him in the first round, when I say injury history for him, is very different. Amarius, you missed the majority of this season because of high ankle sprain that you sustained in the first game, and you came back at the end of the season. Peyton Wilson had 14 surgeries on knees and shoulders post high school. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Now we talk about it. Come here and play in the NFL where it's going to be even more physical, even more demanding. That's, some of the stuff. Whereas with Amarius, you're not dealing with that. The thing with Amarius is this inexperience, and that is legitimate. And if you're not a fan of that, I can understand it. For me, it's the Pat Meyer element that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable because I saw him work with Broderick Jones. We saw Broderick not come in here and play left tackle, which anybody could just say, oh, man, he was the first round. He's supposed to come out there and play left tackle and be great. But he wasn't playing left tackle. He was playing right tackle. And he looked good. I think of that, and I think of how this O-line played at times, and I'm like, bro, that's not an easy thing to just do. We talk about how guys have come in here and struggled playing out of position. Heck, we praised Kevin Dotson in L.A. because we like, yeah, they got him in his natural position. He looks good.
Don't remind me.
Broderick playing that right, and we're like, yo, Broderick, you looking good. And this as a rookie, man. So that's the part where I do find more comfort in Pat Meyer's development of these dudes in terms of his coaching part. I also think of how, whether it was Herbig that had to get an opportunity, Daniel Sayumali, they're good players, but as a whole, it was like, yo, we felt towards the back half. It was like, yo, this O-line is not the issue right now. And that's the part for me that I am a little bit more of a believer in terms of just, yo, if you get him in here. Now, I would also say this, man, and a lot of people say this at the combine in terms of, the suits and that type of stuff and the scouts and everything. That pressure or the O-line performance thing, it is not exclusively on them dudes, man. It's just as much on the quarterback. How long he's holding that ball. We talk about the OG Tom Brady approach and, playing against him and other guys that played against him would all say the same thing. His O-line was trash. It was just he gets the ball out so fast that you never get a chance. Or even if you win, you're never going to get to him. And then by the time he does try to hold it, man, it's after 3-4 snaps in a row. You're tired now, so it don't matter. And they're saying how when you look at Kenny versus Mitch or even Mason, the depth of their drops matter. One's a little bit more shallow than the other one. Talk about how much time it takes for you to process getting that ball out. That matters. We talk about how that was part of the emphasis of when you look at Lamar, him trying to get it out faster. I know that's up in Buffalo with Josh Allen getting it out faster. We talk about Mahomes. It's like, man, at times it's like, bro, it don't even matter how fast you beat them dudes. But at the same time, it's like, you take them same offensive linemen and put them elsewhere. And we're looking at Orlando Brown, for example. And we think about how we view him. We're like, bro, we could kill that. But him out in Kansas City, they like, yo, they love him.
Well,
that part,
yeah. Why these quarterbacks are getting paid the way they are.
100%. Right? But that's also, going back to your dude, Kenny, that's another part where they like, that doesn't get talked about. But he has to be better there also to help some of that situation out too.
Yeah, it was a bad back and forth effect. I think from both. I don't think Kenny at times helped the O-line when they were blocking in the midst of the Canada era last year. The receivers weren't particularly amazing, but I don't think Kenny did either of those position groups favors either. It was just, I think, a mess all around. And Canada, with some of his play calls, weren't helpful either.
Yeah.
But Mason, you got to see those last 4 games with Mason. He made everyone look better, and that's why I'm so impressed with him and interested in bringing him back.
But that's definitely one of the things you think about, just the rhythm of it. It wasn't a whole bunch of, man, I got to hold it, putting a lot of pressure on these tackles, on these guards and centers and stuff like that, man. So it's like, I do
and he
get
would step
that
up
part.
in the pocket, too.
Yeah. Climb. And we, obviously, all of us are on the same page. Climb in the pocket versus keep trying to bail. Because bailing just makes it hard on the tackle, bro. You push him to where he's running.
Simply put, this is all why we said this is the best quarterback play we've seen in the last 2 years. Well, we got it in Mason those last 3 games. Like, these are all part of it. That's why it looked better.
Yeah.
That's why the O-line looked better. That's why the running game looked better. The receivers looked better.
Everybody was happy. Everything was good, bro.
Mason was one of these X-Factor quarterbacks for that stretch.
He was, bro.
It's crazy to say.
He definitely was, man.
He was one of those force multipliers.
Yeah.
He was. He was good. Stats didn't lie either. He was he was legitimately a top 10 quarterback. If you wanted to get into the efficiency stuff, he was like top 2 or 3 in those last regular season games.
He did everything that he could do in that situation. He controlled everything that he could control.
Yeah.
This is the business side of it. This is the, do I feel confident giving you this money, and do I feel confident that you're going to replicate this while I'm paying you this, and you're going to do it in this time frame. You're not going to wait, a year from now and to get back to this. It's like, if I pay you this is what I expect from you. That's what we're going to find out, though, with him, and we'll see if the team believes in him to that extent also.
It shouldn't be that high of a risk, though.
The number is what dictates how high of a risk it is.
That's what I don't see it being more than 5 or 6.
Right. 5 or 6 is not a high risk. If it's 10, that's a high risk.
That's more, yes.
Right. But if you Mason, which one do you want?
You want the more money.
But hopefully he'll just go for the better situation.
But I feel like if you're paying him $10 million, you're probably going to give him the best opportunity to start. But I think I'm going to stand by. I think that's here. I truly do.
I don't see us giving him 10, bro.
No.
Yeah, I was just saying we're not going to do that.
I don't think any team's going to give him 10. But I think we give him the best opportunity to start.
I think he gets the best opportunity to start here. I think he gets the worst deal, though, here. Because I think
wow.
Yeah, I don't think... What's the point?
I think we give him 4 or 5.
Okay.
You think other teams are giving him that?
Well, that's the part we're going to find out.
So you think other teams maybe would give him that? We would just give him
I personally
think,
yeah.
Okay.
I think another team would give you more. Yeah.